And welcome. This is Tedo Ichiban, the MCU guys. Awesome. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Some have argued that it's even better than the comics. Some argue that it's better than DC. Uh, some people just hate comic book movies. But I love the MCU. It's amazing. Um, I think that the stories are perfectly shaped for characters that appear to be alive. Unlike the MCU, where stories sort of repeat themselves for years and there's a lot of convoluted nonsense. Um, that said, the MCU has a lot of rumors that Liv Tyler is going to return. She's going to be back for Avengers Infinity War. Now, here's the thing that makes that interesting to me. Liv Tyler has not been in the MCU since The Incredible Hulk #1 with Edward Norton. For here on out, we'll call that the Norton Hulk. Um, that movie, as great as it may have been, as lame as it may have been, whatever your opinions on it, it still exists in the MCU. Um, like it counts. And if Liv Tyler is coming back, we may not just see Betty Ross. We might see the Red She-Hulk, and that is something that I think is very interesting. So let's look at the facts, right? Marvel Studios has not forgotten about the Hulk film, as I said, the Norton Hulk film. Pingo Doce, the soda from the Hulk, was in Ant-Man. That's this soda here, as you see on screen. This is the first movie. This is Ant-Man. So, why include such a small detail for no reason? Unless they're trying to get us to remember that film. And then, of course, not just that, as you all remember, uh, Thunderbolt Ross himself appears in Civil War. If you watch those movies, there's a lot of references. Phase 3, there's a lot of references to the original um, Phase 1 films. Okay, so 2 is Red She-Hulk's backstory is sort of convoluted, but essentially, this is a character who's on the brink of death, and many characters, both forgotten within the MCU and not used, work to bring her back. Um, See, the government wants characters who are heroes who can control. They don't want another civil war. That's what Agents of Shield is dealing with right now. The characters in Agents of Shield are going through this whole situation where they're dealing with are Inhumans dangerous or can they be trusted? But the topic isn't really just Inhumans, it's anyone with superpowers. People are nervous in this world. If you've been watching the Netflix series, it's the same thing. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist. Not just them, but even the villains they face. These characters make normal people scared. But these characters also include Leader and Samson, uh, both who appeared in the first film. Um, Thunderbolt Ross, we know him. These are characters who don't need an introduction. They can have story, tell a story, and don't need to be introduced. Um, and MODOK is a popular villain, a popular Avengers villain. We just haven't had any way to really include him. It's not going to work out the way that in the way of just like throwing him into a film. You can't really do that. But if we had a reason, like a real reason, something like this, you could include him. She also has ties to General Talbot. Um, so that's a whole thing. Talbot, of course, is also on Agents of Shield. So um, these are characters who, like I said, already exist in the world. Um, so my theory, what I think, during Infinity War, something happens. Something maybe we don't understand, we don't know. Um, she's fighting any of these people. aliens, maybe Chitauri. We don't know. Maybe Thanos. I mean, Betty Ross isn't fighting, but humanity is fighting against him. Secretary of Defense, her father, of course, is involved. Hulk, who, she still cares about Bruce, even if they're not in love anymore or whatever. Um, this whole thing is happening. Maybe she gets hurt, right? The intelligentsia, because that's another thing, we haven't had a group of villains in the MCU yet. We've had Hydra, and we had AIM, I guess, that counts, but we've never had uh, a group of villains just like purposely put together to fight the Avengers. So if the intelligentsia exists, I think it might be interesting MCU take to have them be established by the government instead of created by themselves to automatically go up against the Avengers. Because Tony Stark's rich, but where would the leader have gotten his money from? Who would trust him if he's just a bank robber, So to say that he had a legitimate start from the government, and then maybe they go a little bit more evil or past what the government wanted later, that would be an interesting story. But let's say that those guys bring her back, and somehow, with all their tinkering and all the stuff that's been going on, they're able to repeat the Hulk's accident. In that way, I don't know why I have two images of that. That's weird. In that way, she's on the brink of death, and um, you know, they they experiment on her, and then maybe Hulk shows up, right? And the inner the gamma radiation the gamma radiation between the two or something. I don't know. I'm not the script writer for this. Uh, or maybe Banner's not involved at all. Maybe they just do it, and she's the She-Hulk, and then it's this whole mystery of who it is. Is it Betty Ross? Is this the MCU's version of She-Hulk? Like, and then there'd be no Jennifer Lawrence. Um, Jennifer Walters. They there'd be a lot of things that we could do for this series. She'd be a character in and of her own right. And also another thing that makes it great is great timing is this character is someone who could replace Hulk if Mark Ruffalo steps away or his contracts are up and we need powerful female characters. Red She-Hulk is a character who can continue, who can do stuff, and wouldn't be OP like having Hulk, Thor, Miss Marvel / Captain Marvel, Iron Man, like all these people in the same team. What enemy could they face that all of those people together couldn't beat? That's sort of insane. Um, so if you got rid of Hulk, if he gets cured, or maybe, yeah, very simple. Forget the intelligentsia. Maybe she gets hurt, and Hulk transfers the radiation in his body to her, and then she could be the MCU's She-Hulk, just red. So it keeps to the comics. It's honest to the comic books, but then we don't have like 20 Hulks running around. That could work. Um. Anyway, my goal here was just to throw out some quick ideas on how that could work. Um, let me let me know in the comments what you guys think. Could Red She-Hulk appear? Would that be cool? Would you like that? Um, Liv Tyler. And also, even if Tyler just wanted to do this one movie and then she's done, the story of She-Hulk could even help transition from one to the other. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.